This story is about nature, asterisk, for over a century. We believed that big brains made us human, that intelligence required size, that evolution moved in one direction from small and simple to big and brilliant. But in 2003, deep inside a limestone cave on a remote Indonesian island, everything changed. Archaeologists uncovered a skeleton no one could explain. An adult woman, fully grown, just over 3 feet tall, with a brain smaller than a chimpanzee's. She wasn't a myth. She wasn't a child. She built tools. She hunted giants. She lived among monsters, and she wasn't alone. This is the story of Homo floresiensis, the smallest humans ever to walk the earth, and how their discovery is rewriting everything we thought we knew about ourselves. It was September 2003, inside Liang Bua Cave on Flores Island, Indonesia. Archaeologist Thomas Sutikna and his team were preparing to end their excavation. Then, from the ancient sediment, a small piece of skull emerged. It was delicate, tiny. Everyone assumed it was a child. But as the skeleton slowly came to light, the truth stunned the world. This was no child. The teeth were fully developed adult teeth. The skull was small, but it belonged to a fully grown woman. She stood just over 3 feet tall. Her brain was roughly 400 cubic centimeters, no larger than an orange, and yet, around her lay sophisticated stone tools, signs of fire, butchered bones of animals. This was not just a human. This was a new kind of human. They named her LB1, her species, Homo floresiensis. The world called her something else, the Hobbit. But don't be fooled by the nickname. This wasn't a fantasy. Flores Island was a land of monsters. Giant rats, the size of dogs, roamed the forests. Huge carnivorous birds stalked the undergrowth. Stegodon's dwarf elephants still stood twice the height of these tiny people. And most terrifying of all, Komodo dragons. 10-foot-long lizards with venomous bites. Their bones are found in the same cave layers where the Hobbits lived. This was not a peaceful island paradise. It was a battleground for survival. And the Hobbits lived right in the middle of it, despite their size. They endured. What shocked scientists most was not their height, but their minds. With brains smaller than modern apes, they crafted tools, not just simple rocks, but refined blades. Some were used for butchering meat, others for woodworking or processing plants. They may have used fire. They likely hunted in groups. They planned. They adapted. It defied everything we thought we knew. For generations, we believed only large-brained humans could be intelligent, that evolution moved toward complexity. But Homo floresiensis proved that intelligence comes in many forms, and that survival does not follow a straight line. Where did they come from? The leading theory is island dwarfism. Roughly 1 million years ago, early humans, likely Homo erectus, arrived on Flores. How? Probably not by choice. They may have drifted across the sea on mats of vegetation, torn loose by storms. Once trapped on the island. Evolution took a sharp turn. With limited food and no large predators, smaller individuals had the advantage. Less food, less space, faster reproduction. Over hundreds of thousands of years, they shrank from over 5 feet to just over 3. Not just their bodies, their brains, too. But somehow, their minds remained sharp, and then they stayed that way for nearly 1 million years. They adapted to fire, floods, predators, scarcity, and each other. They built tools that rivaled those of our own ancestors. They thrived until something changed. Around 50,000 years ago, the Hobbits vanished, gone from the fossil record, and around the same time, modern humans arrived. Did we bring new diseases? Did we outcompete them for food? Did we destroy their fragile balance? We don't know, but the layers in the cave tell a clear story. Hobbit tools disappear. Volcanic ash settles. Then modern human artifacts appear. No signs of violence, just silence and then nothing. The smallest humans ever to live had been replaced by the most successful. But the story didn't end there. In 2019, scientists discovered another tiny human species, Homo luzonensis, in the Philippines. Even smaller than the Hobbits, it raised a staggering question. Were there more? Was island dwarfism a common path for early humans across Southeast Asia? We may never know. The tropical heat of Flores has destroyed any DNA that might have survived, but the bones remain, the tools remain, the questions remain. Local legends on Flores speak of tiny forest people called the Ibu-Gogo. Some believe they're memories of the last hobbits, passed down through generations. Others say they're just stories, but maybe both are true because Homo floresiensis reminds us of one thing above all, that the human story isn't a straight line, it's a web, a maze, a wild, unpredictable experiment in survival. We think of ourselves as the pinnacle of evolution, but the hobbits survived nearly 1,000,000 years in a world that would destroy most of us. They were smart, they were strong, they were perfectly adapted to a world of scarcity and monsters, and they did it all with bodies no bigger than a modern 10-year-old and brains no larger than an orange dot. In the end, their bones were buried in silence. But what they revealed still echoes across the world. They remind us that evolution has many paths, that intelligence wears many faces, and that the greatest mysteries in our story sometimes come in the smallest packages. Asterisk, if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments what topic you'd like to see next. More incredible and true stories are on the way.